Hey class, so I'm going to talk about my behavior change project, go over that. So with my behavior change project, I did it with my individual. We targeted on angry outbursts. An angry outburst for him looked like him yelling, raising his voice, raising his arms above his head, potentially hitting or kicking or throwing items at people. He would also break items that didn't belong to him. That kind of all encompassed into one angry outburst for this individual, just because it could happen. All those different things happened in conjunction with an angry outburst, so that's what we were targeting. With him, he's been kind of an anomaly for a long time. We didn't know exactly what the function of his behavior was, and so with my supervisor, we were able to complete a functional analysis with him. We found that escape was his main function of behavior, and so we made up with this class, I've been doing some research on activity choices and providing choices to individuals as a way to reduce the problem behavior. And so we came up with him was using a picture board. And this individual, he's not very vocal, he's not very able to speak very well, and so he can see pictures and he can choose pictures and he can sign language a little bit. And so we made these pictures, and we made 3 pictures of a chore he had to do. So say he had to clean the kitchen. Well, cleaning the kitchen for him involved wiping off the counter, sweeping, and loading the dishwasher. And so what we did was we made pictures of him doing each of those activities and put it on a big board. And then we'd present him with the board, and he would then choose what activity. He only had to do one of those tasks to complete his chore. And once he completed that task, he was done. So we've put this in. There's a lot of research on using activity choice and using choice boards to reduce problem behavior based on escape maintained with an escape maintained function. And so we started implementing this, and we collected baseline data, went really well. We started implementing the intervention. It went really well. Was able to do some treatment fidelity with the direct care staff that work with this individual. Was able to see how they implemented it, how they reacted to it, what the different things was. And one of the big things was not to let him escape. When we present the activity, if he started having an angry outburst, we would re-prompt him in a different way. The staff would be more assertive, or not more assertive, they would be more enthusiastic about helping him, because the staff would then complete the other 2 tasks that he did not choose. And so this gave him the opportunity to choose the easier task that he wanted to do, or that he felt was the more preferred task. So we did an ABA design. So we had the intervention in for about 8 days, and then we had the baseline for 8 days, intervention for 8 days, and then baseline or the withdrawal phase for another 7 days, and then the intervention for another 7 days. So we did it for all the month of March, and we got some really good data. So sorry it's on a piece of paper. I don't really have a great way of presenting this, but as you can see here's my graph. Here's the baseline right here, the first intervention phase, the withdrawal phase, and then the intervention phase there at the end. And this individual, he did really well. You can see that there was an overall decrease in his angry outbursts. So each day, and this is a person we've been working with for a long time. I'm providing a lot of services for and really trying to help him come down, because that's been his main problem behavior. So we found with the results it was effective. Now there were a couple things that we noticed. There were some limitations. We noticed that he would always choose one specific task, and it kind of seemed to be consistent across the cards with the different chores that he had to do. He would always choose like the far right one, or he had a tendency to the far left one. So maybe for future research or for future direction in our intervention, we could maybe have some way to fix those cards around and switch them around, so he's looking more at the cards and not necessarily choosing one specific side, if that makes sense. The cards were laminated, and so they were kind of pre-made, and we weren't able to switch them around. Another one was that he escalating his angry outburst. So there were 2 times when he got really intense, and the staff had to intervene, and so that did let him escape the task for a few moments. I think they re-prompted him later on, and he was able to complete them. So, but that was my project. It was very cool seeing it, like doing the research on it and finding, because this is intervention that I was not familiar with. It's obviously an antecedent intervention, and it worked for us. So, hey, great.